going to be playing One Way to Die. It's a Steam game. That's all I know. So let's play. Pledges of Friendship. Suddenly you snap awake in your bed, mouth dry, eyes sticky, and a slight film of moisture covering your whole body. Ew. As you blink away the fog of the last dream, the one where you died, a feeling of dread creeps over you. You are barely able to recall the last few seconds when suddenly it is replaced by a pretty nasty headache. Despite the feeling that horrible things are about to happen, and your pulsating cranium, you remember that today is the last day the glorious Finnegan Brothers Fun Park is open. While the closing itself is truly a crime against humanity, the upside is that all the rides and games are free. The fried foods are heavily saturated as well as discounted, and there's a chance to win your own elephant. Who would pass that up, even with the specter of death lingering about? Oh yeah, totally. I'm totally gonna go to a freaking amusement park. But do you stop to take an aspirin for that wretched headache, or make a sandwich to fill your empty belly, or just say fuck it and head to the car? Do sandwich. Heated exchange. As you walk into the kitchen, a landline phone rings. That's right, you still have one. Who could it be, you wonder, as you reach for the receiver? The cold chill of paranoia blowing its icy breath across the back of your neck. Hello? You greet the caller as the frayed edge, complete with exposed wire that you've been meaning to fix, rubs against your elbow and rests right at the bend there. Unfortunately for you, there is a freak surge of power that pulses through the line as you finally figure out who it is on the other end, allowing them the personalized horror of hearing you get electrocuted right there and then before the audio fizzles out, dropping to your knees, steaming and sizzling from very orifices, while pissing yourself profusely, you collapse into death. You died from a telephone electrocution. Start over. I didn't want I want a sandwich, okay? A freaking sandwich. I didn't want to answer the phone. Let's just go then. Okay, a saboteur lurks. I don't know what that is. How to track detainees. You head downstairs at lightning speed, fueled by the desire for cheap food and free rides, not to mention a possible free pet elephant. You accidentally skip over one of the middle steps and almost lose your balance. Stumbling, you immediately grab onto the railing, which saves you from tumbling down the stairs into that quite lovely solid oak door you had installed last year. For your own safety, you decide to descend a bit slower. As you make it to the bottom of the stairs, your belly reminds you that you should eat before leaving, lest that fuel runs out. Conflicted by your love of the fun park and your body's need for energy, you stop at the bottom of the stairs and make yet another important and oddly timed decision. Food. Just a few minutes in the kitchen where all you need to whip up a delicious sandwich to tide you over until you get to the fun park. But not even this mouth-watering beauty was enough to keep those creeping fears at bay. You were a little too jumpy when you were spreading the mustard, but it's only a butter knife after all. What could really happen? You chew each bite very cautiously, randomly glancing at the clock, then back to the table again. Every other time, you take a drink of water to wash down your mashed sandwich clumps, secretly fearing you will choke if there's not a liquid lubricant present. You toss the plate in the sink and make your way to the front door as you swallow the last remaining piece. Delicious. You have eaten a sandwich just to prevent hunger-related deaths. Yay! Okay, Okay. Not a satisfying fresh corn dogs, but it'll do. Let's go. You cruise up the front door with the fun park on your mind. Without missing a beat, you get into your car and back that big, bad bastard out of the driveway. After straightening it out in the street and nudging the neighbor's kid's bike, you go flying down the road at slightly over the speed limit just as his bike tumbles over. It seems like nothing can stop you now. Haha, I am coming for you, fun park. As you pull up to the first red light, you realize that you are low on gas, perhaps critically low if you aren't careful, and coast most of the way. You press that fancy button that gives you an estimate on when you'll run out, and it seems to be enough to make it to the fun park and back. Barely. Maybe. Looking up from the dash, you see a gas station on the corner adjacent from you. See, okay, so I would just get gas, but if I get gas, I might burn to death or blow up. I'm gonna say fucking go to the fun park. No hope for Maliki. You jump onto the freeway, crank up the radio, wind down the windows, and speed off toward the fun park, weaving in and out of traffic while going well above the speed limit. isn't the safest, but when you desperately need to get somewhere in a hurry, it's the way to go. Sorry, I can't read today. My English is horrible. But some asshole pulls out in front of you going about half your speed and causing you to jerk the wheel to the right. You kind of unintentionally cut off an elderly lady who didn't take kindly to that. You shake your fist at the filthy slag who cut you off, while the equally enraged old lady speeds up in an attempt to rear-end you. Luckily, you quickly juke right as the slag tries to side-ram you, causing him to collide with the rapidly approaching grandmother instead. These are messed up people! Oh my gosh. Sparish for you. You can barely contain yourself as you slam into the car in front of you. Was that even a parking spot? Who cares? You'll sort it out afterward. Excuse me. Leaving the door partially open, you run to the front gate and then into the fun park itself. You eat, go and ride, pet animals, eat more, piss, lose the raffle, go on some more rides, eat even more, and then repeat. Well, all but losing the raffle again. Hours and hours later, the stragglers stumble out from the main gates of the fun park, and you are the very, very last of them. You can barely keep your eyes open. How the hell are you going to drive home? Perhaps a nap in the back seat of the car first. You think wearily to yourself as you spot that beast a few yards off. Suddenly, your vision gets blurry and you stumble, but catch yourself. However, the next step sends you down, face first, into filthy roadway and a pile of vomit. Luckily for your pride, your heart stopped before you hit it. You have died from exhaustion. Start over. Oh, this is just gonna be. Oh my gosh, aggravating, isn't it? So, okay, the first paragraph is the same. Second paragraph is the same. Just then you smell it. The smoke. You try to sit up in your bed, but you seem to be restrained at the wrists and ankles by some thin-looking chains. The more you struggle, the more they seem to tighten. Even worse, the smoke starts to grow thicker as you see the first of the flames start to lash under the door. Fast forward a few minutes or so, and your bedroom is now in full blaze. You are wildly flinging about, chained to the bed. At long last, the bottom of the blanket catches fires and quickly spread up to you. You can feel the fire engulf your legs and crawl its way up to your chest. The pain is unbearable, but all you can think of before the shock sets in is, that smells delicious. You have burned to death. Start over. I knew I would burn to death. Oh my gosh. I died again. Okay, that's the same. You see a very long thread hanging from the ceiling, but you don't really think too much of it. Instead, you climb out of bed and take a step forward. Just then, you hear a very loud crack and the floor seems to sink about 5 feet. Startled, you head for the door just as the whole floor gives out, and you come crashing down to the living room. Lying there, you glance up, in time to see the walls and ceiling buckle in, then come flying down at you with incredible speed. Sadly, there is not enough time to process what has happened if it wasn't already obvious. I died from the house collapsing. Okay, finally, I get to freaking make a choice. Okay, so first two paragraphs the same. Take an aspirin sandwich. Okay, so then we're back to the beginning now. Okay, so the last time this worked. What? That worked last time. Let's see. You creep around the corner and look suspiciously down the stairs. Everything looks to be on the level, or as far as you can tell. You slowly walk down the first 5 stairs and then stop to check again. Nothing. You then clear another 10 steps and look out onto the living room. Nope, nothing going on in there. Same old house as when you went to sleep. You let out a relief sigh and run down the rest of the steps. Perhaps you spoke too soon and maybe you were feeling really paranoid last night, but at some point you must have set the home security on. Why? Because you get to the bottom of the stairs and over to the front door. You spring the trap door pit. Yeah, you have one. A little 3x3 door opens in the floor and you plummet into the pit of spikes below. Shit, it really works as you think. You think as you perish. You have been impaled by home security. Start over. Okay, so the first two paragraphs the same. You decide to browse Reddit on your phone real quick before popping up to head out. Looking at the local subreddit, you notice a post with a link to your own obituary. What the fuck? You exclaim as you click the post. There are a few comments, some talking shit about you, and even by a few of your neighbors. You hit the comment button to respond about this oddity when the phone falls from your hand and your eyes go blank as you slump back into your pillow. You've died from the unknown. Start over. Okay. So, is it... Okay, so it's car. Yes. Okay, so now we're good. So... Get something to eat worked. Okay. So, sandwich. I need a sandwich. Pay your milk bill by phone as you head out. Technology. Disarm trap. Not satisfying expression. Okay, so I'm gonna disarm trap. Okay. I died. Oh my gosh. You come out of the front door full of optimism that you may actually make it to the fun park unscathed. Oh, that foolish optimism. As you meander up to the car, you notice a swarm of people running down the block, many screaming at you indecipherably. You watch them go past and shake your head, assuming they were some random band of lunatics. Then you see the cloud rolling in. But that's not just any cloud. It's the product of a limnic eruption coming from Murphy's Lake. Sadly, you don't know enough about such things to take action. It rips right over you and pulls all the air out of your lungs, immediately collapsing you to the ground, destroying what breath of life you once possessed. You lay there gasping as birds drop from the sky and the world fades to darkness. This is dark. This is a very dark game. Okay, so, just go. Okay, then... So sandwich worked. Yeah. Why is it not working? Okay. Strolling into the kitchen like a pro, you pull various goods from the fridge and throw them up on the table. With a hungered, blinding quickness, you whip up your favorite sandwich in a snap. You stab 2 toothpicks into it and give it a quick swipe with the knife, cutting it cleanly into 2 pieces, even stopping to place a little olive garnish on one of the toothpicks. Your mouth begins to salivate as you raise one up and take a bite. Sadly, you forgot that friend of yours who stopped by yesterday with a load of shrimp. That same friend clearly never worked in the food industry and left them to soak into your oddly uncovered pile of breads and meats. Who does that anyway? Clearly you. You wolf down the half of sandwich, unaware the sweet shrimp juice soaked into it with intensely aggravates your shellfish allergy. You curse his name as your windpipe closes up and your body begins to shut down, then immediately collapses on the floor. You died from a shellfish allergy. Okay, so the first 2 are... You hear a weird scratching noise off somewhere on the floor. Looking over the side of the bed, you see some weird flesh-colored looking creature with no discernible face sitting on the floor. What the You start as the thing crouches down a bit. You sit up a bit just as the little bastard leaps into your face. It latches on and begins to chew up your face like jerky. Despite how you try, you can't seem to pry it off, and eventually you succumb to your wounds. You have been eaten by head crabs. Start over. These are some weird deaths. What the heck? Okay. So, just go. Okay. As you trot down the stairs like a show pony, your mind pulls up great memories of your precious time at the fun park involving roller coasters and Ferris wheels. Apparently your body was getting into the mood of spinning and tumbling because you clumsily and perhaps subconsciously happened to send one foot out a little too close to the other, and they hooked themselves in the process. If you had any balance, maybe this could have been corrected mid-stumble. But no. You go rolling head over heels, screaming like a banshee in some kind of crazy barrel roll, and spring up a bit at the very bottom. The great show of physics gives you propulsion and force enough to land on your neck at an extremely bad angle and snap it like a twig. A pitiful whine trickles out of your mouth as you lie there and twitch a bit. Then everything goes black. You have died from snapping your neck. Start over. Son of a... Okay, so a saboteur lurks. So maybe this is like, because I keep picking man, you'll be fine, time to go. Maybe I should pick a different one. So then, maybe aspirin. Okay, well I'm dead. That didn't work. I missed my horses. A quick shower before you're heading out into the world is always a good idea, right? You make your way into the bathroom, strip off all your clothes in one fine motion, and crank up the shower. While you're not sure of the reason or reasons, you do remember that the tub doesn't drain very fast. Well, more like it takes about 4 hours after the water stops running. In a few minutes, the water is ankle high and there are suds all over your body and face, and it's just one wrong move that causes the bar of soap to slip out of your hand. You comically grab at it as it bounces from hand to hand and flies down the now murky water. As you go to reach down for it, your footing becomes unstable and one leg whips backwards, arching your back as you reel forward to smack your head off the tile with enough force to knock you unconscious. You crumple into the tub, conveniently face down in the water. We all know how this ends. You drown in the tub. Start over. Oh my god, I'm not even getting a chance to make a choice. Okay, first 2 paragraphs are saying, upon sticking up, your throat begins to tickle as if a small feather has gotten loose in there, and failing to stifle it, you begin to cough. Rubbing your throat only seems to coax a coughing fit to break out. Standing up and heading toward the bathroom, your eyes bulging as the coughing intensifies and spittle flies from your mouth. Almost immediately, you fall headfirst into the door, dropping to the floor and clutching at your chest wildly. Then it comes on even heavier. As your air begins to run out, you pull at your own throat, clawing like a maniac. Blood begins to spray out with each ragged hack now, trickling out of your nose as well. Your vision begins to blur, then everything fades to black. You have choked to death. Start over. Oh, go! Oh, yay! Do I actually get to make a choice this time? Okay, so it's not aspirin, and it's not mid just go. It's mid just go. The minute your foot touches the top step, that headache you ignored comes back for seconds. Should have taken that aspirin, fool. Insanely crippling pain floods out from behind your eyes and fills your body. You arch your back and let out a soft moan, stumbling perilously close to the edge of the staircase. It subsides briefly and you grab for the railing to stabilize yourself. Then you are blasted by the indescribable devastation of a brain aneurysm that drops you like a rag doll, rolling your mind into the realm of unconsciousness. Your lifeless and mindless body goes flying down the stairs in some formless lump and slams violently into the front door at the bottom of the staircase. The thud from the impact is monstrous, yet there is no movement from you after coming to a stop. Luckily, you were already dead before you came crashing into the door, because that surely would have hurt. You died from a brain aneurysm. Start over. Okay, this is the last one. I swear if I die. Okay, so it's not just may you'll go, and it's not the sandwich. Take the aspirin. You have taken aspirin. This will negate certain biological deaths. Okay. Let's see here. You enter the bathroom in a blinded fury as the headache repeatedly stabs at your brain from all sides. After almost giving up hope, you spot it out of the corner of your eye, lying capless on the floor behind the toilet. Picking up the bottle and giving it a swift shake, you are rewarded with 6 little pills that you try to swallow. Mustering what saliva you can in the process, the majority go down easily enough, but the last one just happens to get lodged in your throat a bit, causing you to hack and cough. It even hurts a little bit as you begin to worry about choking on it. Luckily, it dryly finds its way down to your stomach. Washing it down further with some foul-tasting sink water seems to help. That was a close one, you think, as you wash your face in the sink. Okay, maybe you're just being a bit paranoid about that. A smile crosses your face as you remember there is no time for such dark thoughts. It's the fun part's last day. You notice a candle burning on the edge of the sink for whatever reason. That's pretty weird, you think. So I'm going to blow out the candle to disarm trap, whatever that means. You head downstairs at lightning speed. Yeah, okay, alright, okay. Let's disarm the home security measures. Okay, apparently I died. You take the keys from your pocket, lock the front door, then whip around to take a good look at the neighborhood. Seems alright out here, good weather. That asshole neighbor of yours is out mowing his lawn yet again. You nod to him as he waves, amazing that son of a bitch even has any grass left. For as often as he does that, you think as you stroll over to the car. You start going through your keys to find that one that opens the car door as you heard a loud crack. Looking up, you didn't see anything that could have made that noise, but you do see a large and fast-growing dark shadow over you. Fuck, you exclaim as you quickly turn only to see that massive tree in your front yard crash down into your face. It blasted you down out of the car, crushing you into it, and into the driveway. You have been mashed by the tree. Start over. Okay, well that's been One Way to Die, Steam Edition. Sorry for the couple weeks I didn't get a chance to record. I'm not even gonna try and explain it to you. It's just go school. That's what I have to say. Okay. Anyway, I'm the Grim Creeper. I'll see you guys in the next video. Also, leave a like or a subscribe or a comment, whatever you feel is necessary. See you guys.